Okay, today we'll learn the second part of grammar. First, let's have a review of what we learned yesterday. So let's start from first page. So let's have a review. So first, do you remember how to do Dahua Street? It's Dahua Jie, so name plus Jie. Or if it is Dahua Road, it should be Dahua plus Lu, Dahua Lu. So how to say live at Dahua Street? So live is 住 at all, remember all on, in, at all the preposition words, they are 在, right? So 住在大华街. If it is I live at on 大华 Street, that will be 我住在大华街. And also 路,路. Like if we do Park Road, that will be 公园路, right? 公园路. So how to say live on Park Road? That would be 住在公园路. Like teacher Wang lives on Park Road. That would be 王老师住在公园路. Okay, how? So do you still remember when we do street? I know we will do number of the street. Also, don't forget how. How? So number plus how. So you put number at the beginning and then follow with how. So like number 9, it will be 9号. Number 45 is a 号, it's after numbers, 45号. And 30, it will be 330号. Definitely you can do this 0, remember we have two versions of 0. So one is kind of a complicated one, so this version. And also you can do a round circle for 0. So 330号, you just for the number which has more than 2 digits there, so you just do them individually, 330, and also do them individually because it has 4 numbers here, so it's 4, 5, 4, 5, 3, 7号. Okay, and then we have building the floor, right? Like if you live in a building on the floor, so you do this format, number plus low. Don't forget low, it's necessary. So like first floor is 一楼, second floor is 二楼, and then third floor is 三楼, 10th floor is 10楼. Okay, so when we put them together, remember we do it from biggest unit to smallest unit. So when we have country, like state, province, because in China we use province instead of a state in here. Okay, and or city, street or road, number, floor, you just do it from largest. You do country first, and then state and city, and then street, and then number. Okay, because street is long and with a lot of houses on it. So and then you look for the number, and then last is floor. Okay. Now let's just review the address again. So Dahua Street, Dahua Jie, right? So let's build it longer. It's 10 Dahua Street. It will be Dahua Jie 10号, right? Dahua Jie and then number. And now with floors, it's still Dahua Street goes first, Dahua Jie and then 35号. Oh, here should not be 10号, it should be 35号, okay? And then 3楼. And then Park Road, 东公园路, and the 15 Park Road, it will be 公园路15号. And longer, the 公园路3511号, and then with the floor, it's 12楼. Okay, and this one, longer one, so with city and country here. So we start from a country, 大中国, and then 大连 city. Here is 大连 city, and then we look for a road, 公园路3511号, and the last one is the floor, the smallest unit. So 12楼. Okay, now let's move on to the new content, how to ask about address. Let's just put them together. So we have learned every component of this sentence. So I is 我, right? Live is 住, at or on is 在, right? And this thing has 3 numbers, so we do them individually. Don't forget, but we will do road first. Okay, so 小学, 小 we learned 小 before, and 学 mean 学 is school. So 小学, 小 means small. So small school means elementary school. Road, right? 路, and then we do number 102号. Now let's look at here. So 我住在 and then let's translate this 小学路 and then 102号. Okay, so actually it's not necessary to read all the numbers in Chinese version all the time. So definitely you can do this just like what you do in English, but just make sure you do the structure correctly according to Chinese structure. Okay, and okay, now let's change it into a question. Now I live at 102 小学 Road. So how to change it into a question about like where do you live? Do you still remember when we do Chinese sentence, all the questions are still in the statement order. So though it's a question, we just change the thing we're asking about into the question word. Here, what question word we need? Think about the question word we just learned in this lesson, which means where, right? Because you need a question to ask, like where do you live, right? Okay, so if you look at this sentence, this is statement, how can we change it? So, you know, I live at, so you want to ask about like where do you live? Definitely 我 will be changed into 你, right? Where do you live? Not, you know, where do I live? And then where? So since you will be asking about this component, right? Like the address. So you just put the question word, which is where, 哪儿, you know, replace it with this component, and then you got it. Question. Now let's look at a question. So where do you live? Literally, it means you live at where, right? Like I live at here. And you live at where? So it just kind of a mirror. This sentence, the question mirror the statement, so they mirror each other. The structure still keep the same. So 你 see 你住在哪儿? Now we need this question word, and we'll just replace it with this, and then you get a question. It's pretty easy. So I know this is very different from English. So when you think about you want to make a question in Chinese, don't start like from English. So start from just like you can use like an English statement and then replace it the thing to what you need, okay, in Chinese, and then you get the correct structure for Chinese question. So 你住在哪儿? Okay, so here is the structure to ask about the address. So you use this like somebody, like it can be 你, can be 我, or it can be teacher Wang, can be principal Li. So 李校长住在哪儿? 王老师住在哪儿? Okay, or like my little sister live at where, literally. Okay, 我的妹妹住在哪? And then how to answer it? It will be somebody, it should be dy. 我的妹妹住在 and then plus address here. Okay, I'm going to correct it here. Sorry about that. And like 我住在大华街350号5楼. Okay, so just add address in here. Okay, now let's do a little practice. So like where does principal live? Pretty easy, right? You just put 李校长. Li is the family name. So in Chinese, we put the title after the family name. So family name goes first. It's like a 李 principal. 李校长住在哪儿? And then how to answer it. If, for example, principally lives on Dahua Street, so it will be 李校长住在大华街. Maybe the address is longer. Just make sure you do it in the correct structure. Okay, so that's about asking about address. And now I want to talk about the negative format of the statement and the mark questions. Actually, we learned this again. I just want to like review the negative format and the mark question. Okay, now let's look at this. Since we know how to do I live at 10 Dahua Street, right? Now, how do we do I don't live at 10 Dahua Street? We need a negative adverb, right? Which is 不. Still remember, like 你是美国人吗？我不是美国人. So we need a 不. So how can we put 不 into this sentence? I live at 10 Dahua Street. We need a this. Okay, so 我不住在大华街10号. So when we do negative format, just remember 不 goes before the verb. Okay, so here verb is 住 means to live. So 我不住在大华街10号 or like 他不住在公园路. So 不 goes before the verb. That's the point. Very easy but very important. Okay, so 不 is before the verb. And next one. Do you live at Dahua Street? So how, see, this is a question. So definitely it's a yes or no question, right? Because the answer will be yes, I do, or no, I don't. So it's kind of a yes or no question. For this type of question, we need a question word. So what question word we need? We don't need what, we don't need where, we don't need like a which, right? We just want to change it into yes or no question. So now we need a 吗 remember, like 你是美国人吗 Are you American? 你是 like yeah, the answer will be yes, I am. No, I am not, right? So the same thing. You just simply put 吗 at the end of the sentence, and then it will change into a question. So 你住在大华街10号吗 The answer will be like 不，我不住在大华街10号 blah blah blah. Okay, so just want to review about this. Okay, so that's about today, and don't forget check the assignment for today. 再见。